Hello everybody and welcome to Stone Avoid. I'm your host Jay Phillips and welcome to our bi-weekly draft videos for Cube. I'm joined as always with Don Bowie.
Hey.
Patrick Collins.
Ooh, ah.
And this is the first video of hopefully many where we will be doing our drafts first, sticking with whoever won the last draft, and then moving on to the 3 games for a playset of videos for you guys every 2 weeks.
So yeah, this is a pretty interesting first pack here. I mean, nothing too spectacular. Nothing stands out too much. I mean,
Zeke's is cool.
Zeke's is probably the most exciting card, most likely.
I really like the 1-drop, the colorless 1-drops. That's a 3/3 with target attack. I think he's like one of the strongest 1-drops out there.
Oh, is he in this pack? I missed him.
Yeah, he's hiding in there.
Mechanical soldier.
Yeah, he's super strong and super aggressive and pretty much goes well in any deck.
Well, he removes anything you want, kind of.
This is actually me drafting here, so I do end up taking the Zekes here because I felt like that was a good place to start off with. However, counterspells are not that strong currently in Cube.
And it's too solid green, too.
Yeah.
So it's going to lock you in green, forcing you to be green.
Yeah. Which isn't too much a problem. We'll end up see where I end up going with that here later in Cube. We have drafted this a few times before, so it's something I'm a little bit more experienced with than you, Don. This was your first time ever playing the Cube, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think locking into a color is pretty smart, personally. I mean, I've never had trouble, like, choosing a color, and then even if you're fighting for a color with one other person, you still get a good share of a lot of stuff. You know, it's like, you're not missing out unless you're going, like, super subtype, like a Graveborn deck or something like that.
I mean,
you see me right here already picking another green card. I'm going with that dragon that puts a stone on top of your deck of your choice. It doesn't really turn out to be too relevant to my deck this time around, but I'm definitely already looking at the green cards and picking some strong stuff. Right here I already see the 2 really strong cards, both green, and this one black, or actually, sorry, the bow is not green, my bad there. Stoning to Death, the Final Forfeit, and Bow are the 3 cards I'm mainly going to be looking at in this pack, and Alice.
Yeah.
Alice is a really strong card.
Probably one of the strongest rulers in the cube. The Alice Drifter in the world, the 5-color ruler. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Bow is a multi-purpose tool, and it's free. Like, that just goes in any deck.
It stops the aggro decks.
Stoning to Death is so powerful in the cube. Like, just hard removal, just guaranteed hard removal. It's just always
and that's
great.
why you see me right there. Go ahead and take that. It's definitely one of the better cards. I think if I would have done things differently, Alice would have been a card that I would first pick for now on. However,
just always...
Yeah, it's a great card.
And then there's one of the other strongest rulers, the red ruler from Valhalla.
Yeah.
Gosh dang, he's just destructive. And we do play with Explode on him, but only him. We don't use, what is it, the break mechanic?
Yeah, we don't use the break mechanic.
Yeah, we don't use the break mechanic. If you see any of that on any of the cards, we don't use that, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, so right here you see me take a elf, and this actually is the start of a trend for me. I kind of start going to heavy elf here, even though that I'm starting to see these regalias come by, which are pretty much first picks for about anybody in the cube, and I end up picking up a few of them here, but for the most part I did pass the one that forces a blocker, which is one of the better removals.
Gleipnir,
yeah, Gleipnir. But I actually start going really into elves in the first pack pretty...
You get deep into those elves, all right.
Yeah, trying to pick a archetype early on and sticking with it really helps to keep other players out of, your...
Yeah, they kind of see what you're... I mean, you're obviously sending a message, like, this is drying up. Like,
Yeah.
There's probably going to be some cards that get stolen from you. I think I actually steal the elf from you, the mana dork.
Feasting?
Yeah.
No,
the
Elvish
little...
Priest.
I see.
I think I took that from him in this draft.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that is a card that is one of the best picks you can have.
Yeah.
Mana acceleration, and especially in the cube where it just puts you a turn ahead of your opponents and nobody else has access to that resources once you've taken it, really puts things...
How is Medusa in the cube? Because she's such a strong card, but she doesn't see any real, like, constructed play. Like, have you guys seen her get played? Like, obviously you're looking at her.
Yeah.
So
I think she's really good. She tucks it before any damage is done, so that
she's
she never
unblockable,
dies, right?
technically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, both blue and yellow are kind of underdrafted in the cube, but you do see me take a yellow stone there, as I believe stones are one of the stronger things you can actually do in the cube. First picking them or picking them highly.
Multicolored stones or like any special stone?
Multicolored stones mainly. However, utilizing the stone that does give your resonators flying is a really strong pick.
And it can target your J ruler too, I believe.
It does.
Almirus. Yeah.
Does that force you to run another white though?
It does force you into another white, and you do see me taking more elves here, so it definitely looks like I'm going green.
I think Jay
but it's a card
a green-white stone or something.
Yeah, it's something that I didn't want to see other people playing with. That's why you see me take the Habano Hamakiri to the top right here. Is that there's certain cards where if I don't see something in the pack that I absolutely need or want, I'm going to take the best option. Here, though, there's a giant
Behemoth,
beast.
Behemoth is a game winner. It's your bomb.
Yeah. If there's no answer for Behemoth, you win the game.
Also, it's another green card that really keeps other people from playing green if they don't see any strong green.
Yeah.
That's a card that will easily get them off of my draft patterns and send a strong signal of please stop drafting green.
Yeah, because, I mean, this cube's mostly filled with, like, a lot of very tiny resonators. Like, there's very little bombs. Like, I noticed when making the cube list that white is, like, maybe got 2 5-drops, which one of them's Arthur and one of them's the Angel, and it's got no 6 drops.
No, yeah.
I think all the other colors at least have 1 6-drop.
The power level for almost everything is, it's small, efficient drops.
Yeah.
You're not going to go super late in cube usually, and if you are, there's very few strategies that are centered around that. So,
And,
like
I think it's slower than like standard format. Like, there's a lot of games where I'm getting all my stones out.
This is definitely slower for sure. You get there's usually at least one game you have where you get all 8 stones. Oh yeah,
So,
we do 25 main deck, and stone deck is 8 cards. By the way, guys, just to clarify.
So this is your first pack that wheeled. All the elves are still there. The colors that are being picked is
Christy and the Ruler are
Christy the Resonator or the green elf ruler from Valhalla. Which one is it, Jay?
It's definitely a choice between those two. I'm going to go ahead and look through the pack any which way. I think I end up taking Christy here because it's just the obvious better choice given my elf's protection, but the ruler is super powerful.
I think you take the ruler here. I think you fake us out. I think it makes it. I think you look like you're gonna take Christy, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna take the ruler."
I think Christy would have been a better choice. The ruler is kind of eh.
Well, let's.
The ruler's fun.
I know I end
though.
up reading it here. It's a great card, and it also turns on the rest of my elves, like the one that banishes if I don't have an elf in play.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
it also
you already
just
got that
enables the rest of it. You will see me later on in videos misplay this card a little bit. Even though I read the front, I forget to reveal both sides of our decks. It's something that I...
there it is. There it is.
Yeah, there's a bit of misplays because these cards are kind of obscure. No one really plays them in standard settings.
It's my first time.
Don't worry, guys. I never misplay. Even though I'm probably the weakest of the 3 of us, I don't misplay. I actually correct these guys more often than they correct me. But
yeah. So as you can see, like all the blue cards is the least picked.
Blue and white, actually. Yeah.
Blue and white, and that's exactly what we see in this pack. Blue is really strong though if you can draft straight it. However, I'm definitely looking forward to the new set coming out where we see a lot more support for blue. If you guys haven't seen the spoilers, definitely check out some of our other videos from the past week. They are phenomenal.
Our set review's got to come
Valentina.
Oh yeah,
I've been drafting Valentina recently, and she's really, really strong. Especially if you get the 7 Kings rulers.
Yeah, I can't believe you were able to do that. Jeez,
she's a good card.
Yeah. That too bad that 3-drop never gets picked. That flame cat.
I've actually played with it in one of our test drafts for the cube. I actually played with it. It does pretty decent, and that's why it's still in there.
It's probably going to get replaced pretty soon, though.
Yeah.
It's a fun card.
I think I ended up just passing 2 last picks to somebody, but somebody might have drafted a little bit out of order there.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Don't worry. We're all new to this draft experience, so
Yeah.
Someone screws up all the time, but, it wasn't me. Just know that, guys.
We will be doing seasons for these drafts, by the way, guys. Just to let you know the format. We will be doing 6 draft sets in total for each season. We'll be tallying up points, and somebody who's actually playing this will be actually winning a box and some other stuff. Mainly for the point of getting this out for you guys, though. This is just starting off here.
Yeah. Show you how it's done. Show you the ropes of how to draft, because so many people are so confused with, like, how do you draft rulers and how do you draft blah, blah, blah. You just put them all together, and it's fine.
There's
you guys
a lot
are
of rulers
watching
there.
it work.
There is a
Beastly
well thought
Attack
out
and
number.
Sinbad.
Just to say that it's not actually as random. I do have 7
blue
of each
stone.
color ruler in the cube, and there is a pretty good balance of everything that's already in here. It's not haphazardly, but you do have a solid amount of rulers to draft. You end up seeing them late picks. Here
Beastly
I am picking
Attack.
more green
Beastly
cards.
Attack. Interesting. I would have probably gone for the green blue stone.
This is me thinking I'm probably going to be mono green at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much confirming this early on. The blue green stone would have been something that could have helped me if I wanted to splash something else, but
I think the only stone you might want is the green-white one, just to help with that Almirus, if that's something you actually want to go through with, but
right.
I don't know if you end up doing that or not. Let's see. Oh, is that a Christie too? I forgot if that one's...
No, that's the one that
gives protection. Oh my gosh, that guy's so...
No, it's not
That
for
guy's so
protection.
strong. Oh my gosh, in the Crimson Girl deck, that 1000 dude,
Yeah.
just sack your own Refarth, and then he comes into play for free. It's amazing.
Just for reference, though, that card does not give you protection. It just takes away symbol skills of your opponent's cards and gives you a 400 buff to all of your elves.
Well, buffs to all your elves is amazing.
She's a good
Especially
card.
if you swarmed like you did against me that one time.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I had my mono white destroy all resonators deck. Badass.
Ooh, Priscia.
Perseus fun.
Yeah, I keep seeing really good, strong either beast cards or elf cards that keep coming around, and this is why I was more than happy to...
Well, you have Beastly Attack already, so I would...
Beastly Attack.
Just
and
for
Priscia,
fun, I would
and-
just do the Priscia.
Oh, yeah, I definitely take Priscia. She's the stronger pick here. That little guy does help out. You want early drops.
That's a good
Yeah.
one drop too, just because he becomes kind of relevant because he can trade with like Lancelot and other valuable
Keeping your
things.
mana curve as low as possible is really important in Cube.
You usually want around 3 or 4 one drops, right? At
I
the
don't-
very least.
Yeah, and I think the bombs in Cube aren't that good. Like, if you play a behemoth, like, it's easily answered with a 2-drop kill spell.
Of course, yeah.
So, I mean...
If you're playing against the right person, there's some people who only draft Resonator-ish decks.
Here
I mean-
there's a lot of good cards here in this pack.
Let's see here.
Can't remember what
Not
I'm
many
taking.
green cards, right?
No, this is actually I think where I take a chance standby because it's I can play it in any color deck, and there's
Oh,
a
I
flame
think you go
battle
with
world.
Flames. You gotta
Flames
take the
or
Flames.
Susanoa.
Flame is kind of a card you want to hate draft away from people. It's explosive. it can
Susanoa
take
is
people
good
out.
too, but I think Flames is the better, stronger
Flames
card.
is the best hate pick card.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want that around.
I
You
think
don't
I end
want
up
that.
taking something that's playable. Maybe.
No,
Nope, yeah,
debated it.
See me here.
No, don't do it, Jay.
Oh,
you gotta go
well.
Flames.
Yeah. Oh no!
That card is really good, though. It deals 500 to an attacking creature.
Oh my
It does do
gosh.
500. It is a small removal spell. It's
Like,
really solid,
go
and you
with
can play it in any colored
Flames,
deck.
Jay.
I
Amateur
definitely-
hour.
Yeah, we were
No.
pretty new. Like, after a couple weeks, you kind
Honestly,
of know what...
in this situation, I'm not really sad if I end up taking a white card to be playable in my deck. I actually take a completely random card there. No, that is an incorrect choice.
I don't know what happened, but that was...
I
That was a brain
honestly-
fart moment.
I had something in mind, and I don't know what it was.
Ooh,
but this
big
is
feast.
Big
this is a
feasting.
solid choice right here.
That's just
This
Jay's
is-
weakness is that card. He's
So-
just you go
I think
Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs over that one.
green isn't really open right now. I feel like other people are not passing green to you.
This was coming around from the other direction, so yeah, somebody might have had it. However, I sent such strong signals back the other way that I'm pretty sure I end up getting enough green stuff on the last
Your
pack.
first pack had at least a solid 8 or 9 good green cards, so
Yeah. So I'm mainly looking at right now probably branching out a little bit to yellow. I don't
you're
think
hoping
that's something
for
I
that
end up doing.
elf or the fairy that produces.
Yes, that's something I'm definitely looking for. That'd be
Or
a
even
really
a
strong
Gretel.
pickup.
would be nice for you. Ooh. Oh, that guy's okay. I've been kind of
Is that
disappointed.
the Pierce?
It's the... he
800?
does double damage if he hits you. If he hits the face. I don't know.
he's
He's
pretty
just
strong.
he's just an 812 for 5 or 6. No, it's for 6. Yeah. I don't know. He underperformed in that, at least in the Reanimator deck I played him in. So
Yeah, however, I do think I ended up taking the better card here, which is the Percival. This is a solid card in just about any deck.
looked like it was the full art Percival too.
Yeah, that's actually what we got from the
AGP.
yeah, the AGP for the top.
Oh, it's got to be
60?
Tin Man all the way. Come
I
on,
don't know.
Jay.
Zero's,
Tin Man.
Zero's pretty good.
Tin
He already
Man's
drafted.
Tin Man's top tier card. guys.
Tin Man,
Tin
I've
Man.
seen people be really strong with it, actually, all jokes aside.
Grail?
I end up taking that's removal
The
for...
Grail is actually a pretty good
yeah.
pick.
It gets rid of chain standbys, I believe.
Yeah.
It's somewhat needed for people who are playing...
Genie is okay.
Forbidden Fruit.
Let's see what else you got here. This is a really strong pack. This is a really late strong pack. All these cards are
I don't
amazing.
know. Like, I never see the Genie or...
Cinderella and Grimm are both great. And
the
there's
Genie's actually
another,
really strong in the elf deck.
There's another black card in there. And then the werewolf, a Loop Guru, is also amazing too.
I ended up just sticking with the green cards, really hating out possibility of other people
Sinbad.
drafting it.
Sinbad
Sinbad's
was the
an
choice.
obvious choice here.
That's crazy
Or
that
is
Sinbad
that a-
wheeled.
Yeah, if there was another green player, they would have taken that.
They would have picked Sinbad.
I think,
Unless
honestly...
it was too confusing for that green player to know what was going
I
on.
think these packs were just shy on green creatures in general, and that nobody else was actually
I
drafting
think
them
I
at
was
this
actually
point.
taking green for you. I was playing my green-black Reanimator deck. That's right.
Okay, right. Well, those decks don't overlap as much as
No, not
most
that
other
much.
decks. I really wasn't facing too much of a hate draft at this point.
I did take your elf, though.
Yeah. Currently, I'm drafting black. Mono black. Right next to the
That
J.
draw spell is pretty decent. Give something flying is actually really relevant in this
Yeah.
cube.
Also
that
with
card's actually
Sinbad,
really strong.
yeah, with Sinbad, it also it turns on his multiple abilities. You can just not choose to draw and
combo
do anything
breaker.
else.
Yeah. So Sinbad plus Magic Carpet equals the ride of your life, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so we're hoping here that Jay gets what? Gretel? Is that, or you really want, how badly do you want
I want an elf more than anything at this point.
What
the
about-
elves are definitely the better picks.
sorry, I'm blanking out on Ratatasker.
Ratatasker is actually almost not even on my radar in this deck.
Really?
It's really good if you're going with the beast, but the beast aren't. I don't know. I felt the elves were a little bit more synergetic.
You didn't like flashing in elves though whenever you wanted to?
That would be nice. However, I just feel like in the cube, Ratatasker has a giant target on his face. He seems to just die when he enters. It's never really
In the cube?
Yeah, playing with him, have played with him a little bit, and he always underperforms. He just has too huge of a target on him. I mean, he's great for soaking up removal.
Yeah, let's see here. I think you...
I mean,
there's
it's
quite a
just
few
going with the
rulers
one
in
drop
that,
here.
but they're all pretty tough rulers to play with, though. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably just Beast Queen's Guardian. There you go, Jay. Correct pick.
I think you're trying to force green too much. Like, you have really great white cards, and
Right, and
Blue
you do see me
cards.
Arguing about the white cards with myself. I
Yeah, he
definitely
looks
think,
at them.
Yeah, I definitely
he even
think
took
to
a
take
pick at
them-
Arthur, and he
Yeah.
hardly ever looks at big guys. So,
Yeah, I've definitely been taking a look at these white cards. They're really good. They're coming around. However, there are green cards that are comparable, and staying monocolored in the cube can really help. Not getting messed up on your stone colors is really powerful. So right there, that the spell for dealing 500 damage did wield. So luckily I got that one back. It's a card that I definitely really want. Protection of Fairies is actually a really, really strong card in the cube.
Okay. I probably would have taken that
easily 2 for 1.
the
right?
Robe of the Fire Rat in there.
Yeah, but I can't play
Queen
it,
Long.
and I'm not
Queen
really
Long, really?
hating Robe doesn't bother me at all. They can't target anything with the Robe, so that's a card I'm more than happy to pass to somebody else. So I don't see another aggressive red deck. Maybe they can take care of it, type of thing for me.
Okay.
It's definitely not a card I want to hate out for any reason.
Fairies Memoria, how do you feel about that?
It is
I've never seen
Does
it
it
played.
have 5 colors for
Yeah.
anything? Does it need to be? For
No, it
has to
needs to be
fair.
fairy
It makes
spell.
a white.
Yeah, it's definitely a really weak stone. It's
I really don't like it in the cube.
No,
like, it's too archetypey.
it definitely.
I think we need to
is-
replace some of those stones with just extra copies of the dual stones. To be honest.
But that's something we won't do. Is we won't place anything other than everything in the cube is going to be single copies.
Pure singleton.
So I honestly just am hoping for more printing of dual stones in general that maybe have a different ability on them, or more
Kind of like the
popular
new
stones.
moon stones, the black.
Yeah, those are something I'm
Moon,
really excited to be
white
added
moon.
into us here. So this is me just kind of waiting for everybody to finish off the drafts, so we can move on to last pack here, and try and see if I can finish up this elf deck.
Yeah, so this elf deck, I think it's coming along so far. I don't know. What do you think, Don?
I think it's all right.
What do you
there's-
think it's missing?
I just see there's like a lot of white being passed, and
You and white. Why aren't you
I
drafting
don't know.
white?
Okay, so I'm drafting black.
You're
I
drafting
haven't
I'm
seen
mono
any
black.
black come by
Yeah.
me. Like I'm honestly curious what everybody was drafting, because the only thing I'm seeing in here are green cards, but I think my
Ooh, Ruler's Memoria.
Ruler's
Yeah.
Memoria is a
This
really
is a
strong
very-
card.
That is
Pack.
always a
Ooh,
strong
little
card,
red.
even if you don't have any regalia.
Yeah.
I'd pick Little Red over Ruler's Memoria.
But right now,
for Jay's
stones,
deck, you
stones are
probably
not
would.
at all on my radar because I don't need them. So right now, I'm just looking for good, solid green cards. Rewrite Laws could be interesting for me for a cantrip, but this Wolf is... I
2
think-
mana target attack is pretty
this
good.
is one of the best things I can be doing right now.
And it's
I'm
a
gonna
beast.
say that the
It's
Wolf
some of
might
the
wheel.
beast.
Rewriting Laws might wheel. There's some really good stones in there.
I don't really think I have to worry about anybody picking anything in here, so I'm just going to take the best card for me. The stones, I really don't think I need to go into them right
Yeah.
now. I'm monocolored. I can let everybody else fight over
You can let
them.
them fight, yeah.
And that guarantees me getting more of my cards I want if they're fighting over all the stones.
They generally, if you open into Ruler's Memoria, like, that's probably one of the first top tier picks.
Yeah, early
I
on you
assume.
definitely take it.
Ooh,
but-
that Gretel.
Yeah,
There's
this
that
is,
Gretel.
I'm just looking to
Gonna
make
get
sure
that
that there's
Gretel.
nothing I don't need.
Oh, and there's the fight
Space
card
Queen's
in there.
counterattack.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm
It's
just going to
really
take
good.
Oh,
Gretel
yeah,
here.
Gretel's the pick over that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd pick Beast Queen's counterattack. It's solid removal.
Well,
for
you're only
Jay
saying
but
that
this is
just
ran-
because Pricia's already in there, though.
Yeah, I'm in
No,
a set
it's just
archetype where this is what I need. Beast Queen's counterattack isn't providing me with a strong board state.
Yeah.
But you have no removal. Like, what are you gonna? How are
The
you gonna
elves,
deal with creatures?
you swarm really hard with them, and they're able
It's
to take
pretty
the board.
aggro-y.
Yeah, you're able to take your opponent before they can set up a counter offense against
Because
you.
he has at least 2 elves that, like, buff his whole team already in there, so, I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy. Let's see here. Probably the Regalia. Sign.
Yeah, you see me just pause right
like,
there.
oh,
I'm like,
wait.
what
Yep,
else
there
is
it
there?
is.
Sign,
The Scythe is
sure.
amazing, and the Sign is really good. Dealing with rulers is a very problematic thing in the cube, and so the Scythe is one of the few ways
God,
to
that
really get them
Regalia,
off.
though, of shuffling your deck, like your
I
graveyard
think-
back in your deck, has always been
I
useful
think you
for
gotta
me.
take Scythe, though.
Yeah, I guess Scythe is
Ooh,
really
R&R.
easier.
R&R. Although that does mess with my carries a little bit.
Glinda looks
Glenda
pretty
baby.
good. That's the only green card in this pack, so
Yep, and
She's
it's
a-
the one what I'm taking.
I mean, it's a counter spell, you know? It's great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna argue that R&R is really good in this
Yeah.
cube.
No, R&R is
No, other
amazing.
people don't
But
think so.
it came late, so, you know.
Yeah, I don't want
See
to
you
build a
later.
deck around something that's that late into it. I don't think it's a problem for me to fight against, so I'm just gonna pass
Jay
it.
has pretty good consistency going on right now.
Yeah.
He's not really bouncing all over the place like you do, Don, so.
Yeah, we actually
I
get to
like-
see you draft later on in the season when we move into a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, I mean, Don's cool. Don's cool.
I'm
to watch.
alright.
I'm
not
I'm
like-
probably the best, but, you know, whatever.
Let's see. Excalibur?
Excalibur
Cake
is definitely the better card.
Zone.
I think I end up
Hmm.
with Cake Zone here simply because I'm looking for...
Maribel's not
Protecting
bad
my stuff.
either.
No, it's definitely not.
She's a very underrated card. Just being able to kill any regalia, and then also that 200 damage, and then if you get enough stones, she's 1,000 body. Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty solid.
She's super important to remember when drafting in the cube for sure.
Yeah, no, that
there's-
card definitely gets undervalued by far.
there's not enough stuff that removes Regalia for sure. So
and that's like the one that guarantees like removing something.
Ooh, there's that elf that you're looking for.
That's one of the key cards for this deck. Getting those early mana turns. Basically, you want this into Gretel, and then you're set for the next couple turns, just going as fast as possible, getting as many things out.
I always think it's so funny that like Split is so terrible in this.
Oh yeah.
In this cube, well, in Constructed, it's like one of the most feared cards. Like, I always laugh whenever I see Split in a pack.
I think we're evolving. I think that more special stones are going to be more popular.
I mean, there have been people that have had all 10 or all 8 of their special stones, or sorry, stone deck be special stones.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was a
against the right person.
Yeah, there's 2 people today that were we did a for fun draft, and me and I believe you, Don, had all special stones in it.
All special stones except for one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun just to joke around with the draft. And yeah, sometimes it's really relevant, and sometimes it's completely a dud.
Yeah.
Right now against my deck, it would be a dud since I'm
completely green.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're looking pretty solid right now, Jay.
Yeah, I'm definitely got everything I could possibly want. There's a few things maybe I could hope for, but this is pretty solid right now.
No, it's looking pretty good. Like, some people still even sweat at this stage, and you're looking...
Yeah.
You have choices.
No, about the only thing else that I could hope for would be the Sprout that produces 3 mana. Or,
but if you haven't seen it yet, then it's not.
No, those are definitely not here. It's a shame since those would make my deck super powerful, but I'm definitely not going to see them.
It looks like you're talking with your hands.
Yeah, I'm definitely talking to somebody about something here. There's a bit of time in between packs, so...
I'm sorry. I'm to the right of you, and I'm taking my time with the pack.
Yeah, you're probably just staring at Reflect and Refrain and like, oh my god. Oh,
that was most likely it. I'm pretty positive.
I think right here I go with the Wind Dagger. This is
because it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Or the Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer's pretty strong. Honestly, I would not pick both of those and just pick a Power Supply Team. I think he's in that pack.
Power Supply Team's really great, but not going with the strategy that I'm currently on right now. I'm looking for more consistency. So if this helps me get rid of problem cards that might,
Don, I think you have to sell these people on Power Supply Team.
Power Supply Team is a game winner. Like, if you swing twice with the Greiber, or your bomb swing twice with Behemoth, that's a solid card.
It definitely is, but replacing my draws is something that I'm looking to do in this deck, and passing that up could mean that I don't get to do that. That's also probably why I take Fruit right here as well. More cantrips for the elf deck is really what you're looking to do.
Yeah, just bodies and just card consistency. No, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, what card do you think is like the strongest of strongest to pick? Like.
In this
general
deck?
Just in our cube here. Yeah.
Leviathan is definitely a card that I would first pick.
Why is that?
It gives any of your rulers haste. It doesn't produce any will if you have multiples, because you can't. Obviously, it's a singleton format. But the sacking of things is actually pretty relevant as well. It's something that I'm more than happy to do to stay out of Sign of the Future range or something like that if I know it's coming around. Right here, though, I luckily get yet another cantrip in the form of Rewrite Laws.
Ooh, and the Christie Ruler wheel.
Yeah, that's actually probably the best ruler for me to be using. This card right here is one of my favorites.
I played with that card, and I think I beat Cole one game, but he beat me the other two.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that card to find a home somehow.
It will find a home.
It would be so much fun.
It would be in a green-black ramp deck.
Yeah,
try to get advantage.
I think that's the best, but I think it has a home somewhere else too. Let's see here. Kane's pretty strong. Yeah.
Kane can completely destroy my deck, so I think I just take it there because I know that it could be a problem. Kaguya I take as just a...
Yeah, that white card's a little underwhelming, and I've never seen that Cthulhu played. Yeah,
that white card's pretty cool if he lands. Like,
I played a mono white deck, and I took him out just for something else. Yeah. He's kind of underpowered.
Yeah, I'm just taking more whatever the best thing in the pack is, so that way I don't have to deal with it.
I mean, that fairy has life gain
It does,
potential. You know,
fairies
Life
are
gain is so
very
cheesy.
small in the cube.
fairies are kind of
They're kind of a space holder right now.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see a lot of things change out as soon as the new set comes out. But right now we are working with the limited card pool, so you do see a lot of cards in here that are a little lackluster, but
That card's pretty good last pick.
that one is a really good one.
Like, that's a surprising last pick. It's just a card that never gets used, so people probably just assume it's bad, but it's actually it bounces your opponent's whole board, I believe, if they attacked you. Forgot exactly what it does, but I know it bounces your opponent's whole board at one point or another.
Yeah. So, alright guys, well thank you for joining us for the draft portion. This is actually me just going into building my deck here, so if you guys want to stick around for the end of this or just skip on to the next video, please feel free to do so. This is a pretty much straightforward build for me, as I'm basically just assembling the best of the green cards that I had. I built the deck as I drafted, but for the most part, if you want to definitely check out what I did here, I'll see you guys at the end. Alright guys, so here I am. I'm just kind of going back over the rulers, trying to figure out who I wanted to actually start the game off with. I pretty much have the deck already built. I've got all my 1-drops and everything and 2-drops all stacked out here so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Mainly, ramp as fast as possible, get as many creatures into play as possible, and a few regalia to kind of help me out early game. I know now that Christie's definitely the better ruler for the elf deck. However, I think I end up starting off with the Valhalla ruler, mainly because I don't know what it does, and I kind of want to test it out here.
Yeah, brave man. That's respectable. I mean, I love playing with the newer stuff, the stuff that we're not exposed to. So
yeah, it's definitely a fun deck. Thank you guys for watching this first video, though. Please definitely let us know if you have any questions about the draft process or anything like that down in the comments below. We try to answer everything, so definitely thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank
thanks.
you.